Welcome to the Blonde Bombshell Belief. B3. Blonde Bombshell Belief. Yours truly is still under the weather, and I must apologize to you because I did not come to you last weekend, mainly because I was under the weather. Of course, this is Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas to all of you. Thank you to our soldiers overseas who are serving, and thank you to the veterans who have served. You guys are wonderful, and we would not have our freedom and everything that we have without you. Uh, just everybody along the way that makes your life. And I want you all to take the big gift that I got my family members was watches, because I wanted something that was not returnable. Well, I sure they could return it, but the kind that I got them, I made it so it was very hard if they tried to. And I wanted something that made an impact, that would say thank you for being you, and realize that every moment counts, and please appreciate the moment that you're in and live every moment. So I hope that impacted them that way. My Christmas thus far, it's nice to spend time with my family and my friends. Did I get to my personal Christmas wish? No. And I know everybody has been saying, well, Christmas isn't over, yada, yada, yada. But there's only one Santa that I would like to see, and my heart is stuck on him. And some of my friends would say, why? And some of them would say, you are the bombshell, baby. You have men falling at your feet. You could have any man you want. So why him? Why not him? I just don't know why it hasn't worked yet. But enough sadness. I am working on borrowed time with this cold that I can't get rid of. It's hard to breathe. So I'm going to try and answer a few questions. Make this very quick. There was a request for me to read A Cowgirl's Night Before Christmas like I did previously. I will do that. I did a photo shoot in this dress that I wore today, which is a size 12-14, which was fun. And next, I may surprise you all with me being a reindeer. I may not have a Santa, but I am one fine deer. A 10-pointer. I think that's what you hunters say, right? Anyway, let's go ahead and do a few questions here. Thus far, how has your Christmas been? Surprisingly, everybody got along today. No big outrages. They were all surprised pleasantly with the gifts that they've received so far. I haven't got to see all of my family. I won't till tomorrow. We have to go to Louisville, Illinois. So we travel down there, and then we travel back. I've already taken down all the Christmas stuff here. It's put away for next year. I've gotten the Valentine's Day stuff out. Yeah, I know. Call me Walmart. I'm not, the Christmas spirit for me this year, I don't know. We all even discussed this at work. It's just, there's something about this year that doesn't feel like Christmas. There was a couple of people that were dear to me that I wasn't able to buy gifts for. And I regret that, because everybody that, makes an impact in my life, I try to get them something to let them know that they count. So I apologize, and I hope and pray that next year is a better year. The way it has happened this year, I have already basically cut my own throat financially, but I'm working through it. And next paycheck, things should look better. At least that's what everybody tells me. So let's just hope and pray for the best. A miracle would be nice. A couple of them, actually. But, life is life. And it isn't always sunshine and roses. Well, before I get too emotional, let's Let's read A Cowgirl's Night Before Christmas. And then it's by Sue Carbine, illustrated by Shawnamuni Kowalski. Next up, after I read this, I will try and sing. So that's something you want to stay on here for. 'Twas the week before Christmas, Santa put on his vest. His thoughts was on a cowgirl way out in the west. I don't know if you all can see these pictures or not. She had written a letter, the longest he got, and St. Nick didn't know if he could help her or not. Dear Santa, it started, I'm down in the dumps, and my rear end is covered in bruises and bumps. I wish you all could see these pictures. I wish it was actually a little bit bigger. I was riding in the herd, putting the cowboys to shame, when my pony's hoof slipped and a colt came up lame. I always hope that every year is going to be different, that I'm going to be blessed, and this is not in the book, with my husband and kids. And in fact, this was a question before we continue on. Why do I continue to buy gifts for the holiday and put them downstairs? Because that's me. That's my hope. That's me believing that the best is going to happen. That he is finally going to realize what he could lose, honestly, to another man and wouldn't want that. I don't understand why anybody would not want to sit down and talk things out and communicate. To me, that's just a coward. Enough said. So let's get back to the story, shall we? I flew off that horse, landed down in the dirt, and the cowpokes was laughing until their sides hurt. But I bet you're a-wondering what this letter's for. It's a gift that I'm needing, just one, and no more. Could I get a man, please? Someone I deserve. I'll cook, I'll clean, and then he'll ride the herd. I wouldn't be writing this letter, 'cept Slim, he's my buddy. Said Rosie, you must write to him. Which is kind of weird because my mom's nickname is Rosie. I just had to throw that out there. 'Cause when we were kids, St. Nick always came through. So I took Slim's advice and I'm writing to you. You know, Christmas was always my favorite time. Would you get me a man, Nick? One right in his prime. Santa smiled to himself as he stroked his white beard. Could he help with this problem? 'Twas this a tough one he feared. A true cowboy husband. That's what that girl needs. His blue eyes, they twinkled, and he continued to read. There's all kinds of cowboys, some shy and some wild. I need one in the middle, part frisky, part mild. A cowboy, gotta start again. A cowpoke once asked me if I'd be his wife, but roping a steer was the thrill of his life. He promised his love would be true till he dies. Then he marched through my parlor, boots full of cow pies. Slim says that's natural manure. Our life's blood. Don't give up on him, girl, 'cause his boots tread some mud. Then later another dude asked for my hand. A chuck wagon cook he had already planned. To cook all the food, I could picture the scene. Those meals would be mostly black coffee and beans. Again, Slim advised me, gee, what a great life. Hang on to him, Rosie. He'll make a great wife. That's Slim. He's a smart aleck. Just won't mind his own ways. I'll rope and I'll throw and I'll tie up him, Nick, one of these days." Well, after reading about Slim, St. Nick reminisced on one many fine ranch houses just down on his list. He landed close to chimneys and he'd slide down like silk, and on hearths he'd find beans instead of cookies and milk. These pictures are kind of cute. But that was okay. Santa loved Western folk, so he grinned and got back to this letter she wrote. Now Rosie got all kinds of offers, it seems, but not one of them came close to the man of her dreams. The most corny proposal I got, I should say, occurred when I grabbed 40 winks in the hay. I heard all of a sudden this heart-stopping din. A cowboy was trying to sing his way in. Now, I love Western music. Nick, don't get me wrong. But this feller, he yodeled and he moaned all day long. Slim says, "Rosie, be grateful. He'll sing you to sleep. You'll be so darn worried you won't count no sheep. Hope you're not tired of my whining, St. Nick, but a couple of other things you should know real quick." This dude comes along and he was all fancied up with a pink silk bandana herb tea in his cup. His Stetson was purple and the hat band bright green, and the fanciest boots he wore outside his jeans. The fringe on his jacket went down to his calf. I about busted my gut trying hard not to laugh. He asked me to dance, showing off his loud clothes, and I swear, when it ended, he almost broke 2 of my toes. Though I tried to avoid him, he kept hanging on, convinced that I loved him. That yuppie named was John. I hobbled on home with an ache in each limb. I'm afraid I can't tell you what Slim said about him. Now, one thing about Slim, he sure dresses real nice, especially on Sundays when he smells of Old Spice. Well, that last but not least was this gunslinger named Ace. He meant no real harm, but he shot up my place. Storms in when he sees me, I'm baking some pies, when he shoots with both barrels to kill off some flies. Now, I was so gosh darn lucky to escape with my life. Yeah, my days would be numbered if I was his wife. Why can't men be like horses? One of those I could win. I'd be sweet, kind, and gentle like I'm breaking him in. Well, Santa, I've come to the end of my tale. Perhaps, as the wife of a cowboy, I'd fail. But I'll leave it to you, dear St. Nick, if you try to find someone out there who may be the right guy. Nick knew right away who would risk life and limb to get hitched to this cowgirl. Of course, it was Slim. He'd been there for Rosie through good and bad times, with helpful advice, though sometimes she got mad. It's kind of cute. So Nick corralled Slim and put a word in his ear, made him a promise to call in his full cowboy gear. Santa knew she could give Slim a wary reception, but if he wore that Old Spice, she'd make an exception. So the night before Christmas in this cowgirl's town, she walked down the aisle in her white wedding gown. On the arm of her cowboy, whose smile was just beaming, outside the snow was falling on this bright, crispy evening. Nick caught the I do's as he flew by the church, quite happy that Rosie had finally finished her search. He called over the ranch house while soaring in flight. "Merry Christmas, dear cowgirl. Have sweet dreams tonight." Okay, I think it's a very cute story, but honestly, dear Santa, have doubts that you exist. Yes, there's only one Dear Santa that I'm talking about on this cowgirl's list. He knows who he is. He's probably watched my videos. I've even told a few friends I think he hates my guts because of them. That doesn't rhyme, I know. But it's true, I have. But honestly, if you want to communicate, you have to make time. You have to get to know the person. You can't just judge on first appearances. You cannot just judge on one experience and then think, oh, you know what? Moving on. Next. Swipe left or wait, whatever the hell, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too old. Maybe I'm getting too set in my ways. Whatever. It's just today's method of dating and everything. It just irritates me because the right man shouldn't just walk away at the first sign of trouble. He should work it out. He should stick it out. He shouldn't. Love doesn't run. And I've said it a million times. Watch my other videos and you'll know why. I will be back to sing for you next. Please don't go anywhere. Merry Christmas, Blonde Bombshell Believers.